big American companies. So I'm very pro-immigrant, and I think people would expect that just to look at me. And so what I say is, first, it makes no sense to educate international students in U.S. universities and then send them home to compete against us. That makes no sense. Like, if they're going to come to the U.S. and study, we should just staple a green card to their diploma and be like, hey, you got a diploma, great news, you can stay here and work. Because I personally know tons of awesome internationals who would definitely help make the U.S. more dynamic and competitive that go home and start companies there. And you're like, oh, no, like, how'd that happen?
Right. That's great for people who come from a privileged background, who have the opportunity to come here and become educated. But what about people who are poor, who are trying to make it here from South America and Guatemala and Mexico?
So there are three paths available to you for the approximately 12 million people who are here undocumented, many of whom from Mexico and Latin America. Would not like the, frankly, like they're not the profile I just described for the most part. So there are three approaches. Number one is you can pretend to deport them because it's completely unfeasible to deport 12 million people. I mean, like, whole regional economies would collapse. Like, you can't do it practically. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Number two is you do nothing, which is our current path. And then you have massive problems too, because they're constantly interacting with your schools and your hospitals, and they're getting into car accidents. And like, it's like just not knowing who the heck is who is an untenable situation for any advanced society. So number three is you create a pathway to citizenship and then you integrate them into society, but it's like a long-term path that takes a number of years, and you need to keep your nose clean and pay taxes and work hard and do
that seems to me to be the most feasible.
Yeah, and so that's where we should go. And some Republicans were on board with that until they paid a political price, and then they ran the other direction. So that is really the right path for people who are here undocumented. But I say to people a lot that the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian guy who likes math. So Donald Trump's like, build a wall, and I'm like, look, like, I mean, we got to enforce